OntarioLoval.com here at the Canadian Motorsport Expo, the final day of the show. Standing here with NASCAR Canadian Tire Series driver, most popular driver as well, Jason White. Have you had a good weekend so far?
Yeah, it's been great hanging out with all these fans and seeing Carl Edwards and one of my heroes yesterday, Robert Yates. Was nice to have a conversation with him. So yeah, it's been great. Yeah, for sure.
Now, as I mentioned, you were the 2011 most popular driver, and it comes a lot because of your use of social media. You do such a good job of that, but really it's important, and that's something that drivers in Ontario, across the country, need to learn, is that social media is so important to keep those sponsors happy.
Well, it is, and the way the structure of the corporate world is changing, the marketing has become so different now, and using the different tools we have with Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and stuff like that, we can really communicate and we can really get the word out there with different things, and it's really important. It's a lot of work. A lot of people spend a lot of their time in the shop working on race cars. That's important, but just as important is communicating with fans and customers, and activation and engagement has become a huge part of the sport now, and to be able to activate a conversation with somebody that's a fan and maybe looked at a picture that you posted on Facebook or something, it makes it more personal for people, and they really enjoy the conversations they get to have and become more brand loyal.
Now, looking back to 2011 on the racetrack, it was really a huge year for you. You had some of your best finishes ever, and a great setup that you had with DJ Kennington and the team, and Derek Lynch. You had to be excited by the end of the season. Although you didn't get to victory lane, you really made some huge leaps.
Well, for sure. I was really excited to be in Dave Lynch prepared cars and having Derek Lynch at the helm there. Doug Kennington horsepower was pretty good. Just great to be able to be out there in a car that I knew was capable of running in the top 5. I ran in the top 5, a few times, finished in the top 10, I think 5 times, which I hadn't done in the 4 previous years combined. So, the results were there. And it was just real nice to be able to concentrate on driving and focus on my social media and on my sponsors and making sure that they're getting their value here.
Now, looking forward to 2012. The season will be here before we know it. What are your plans heading into the new season?
Well, things have changed. Obviously, like I said, the corporate world is changing daily, it seems. A&W is signed on as a co-primary and an associate for the rest of the season, but they'll be primary for Vernon and Saskatoon out at the Vernon Motorplex Speedway for the A&W 300, and then there'll be an associate sponsor for the rest of the season. They're just going through some challenges right now, just as everybody is in the marketing world, and that's not to say next year it might not come back, but that's what it is right now. I've got some other irons in the fire that are looking very positive to be covering the rest of the races as a primary, but we'll be at Mosport and we'll be testing before Mosport, and as we ran real well there last year, we're looking to better our 6th place finish and get into the top 5 and maybe lead some laps again. That was pretty fun, but we'll be there, and we'll just start plugging away just like everybody else is. There's not too many people that aren't in the same boat right now, so we'll just keep going at it.
The drivers in the Canadian Tire Series, the competition's so tight on the racetrack, but it seems off the track, it's a fraternity of guys that really seem to have a lot of fun. They rib each other from time to time, whether it is online or at the racetrack. It just has to be a fun group of guys to compete against.
It definitely is, and I've been around racing all my life, and I think my dad said it the best here a few weeks back. He said, this is a time when racers got to come together in a certain way, and it's kind of a catch-22, because on the track you're definitely not coming together, but when we're on the track we got to be helping each other out, whether it be you're carrying a guy's car to a race for him, or some of the teams that are just coming in and maybe can't afford a set of practice tires, maybe give them a set of your scuffs or things like that. We really need to help each other out to make sure that we got the car counts and we've got people out there and not sitting at home with cars that are sitting in the garage when they should be out on the racetrack. So it's a great group of people. We have a lot of fun together, and we really just got to start helping each other out and making sure that we're there.
Well, there you go. That's Jason White here at the Canadian Motorsport Expo. You'll see him on track this year with the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. I'm Greg Kellman for OntarioLoval.com.